Hello, and today's learning target is I can find the mean, median, mode, and range of a data set. Let's review the vocabulary words mean, median, mode, and range. Mean. Mean is the average. So let's fill in this blank here, the average. So to find the average, we simply add all of the numbers up and divide by the total. So again, if we had four numbers, we'd add all the four numbers together and divide by 4 because there are four numbers or four items that we are added together. Median. Median is the middle. So we'll order the numbers from least to greatest and find the number in the middle. And this is really important to line your numbers up from least to greatest and actually find the middle and not just try to guess and check, because when there gets to be a lot of numbers, that's pretty difficult to do all in your head. Mode. Mode means the most. I'm going to change colors here. So the number that is listed the most. So you see most often. If there are no repeats, we write no mode. And the range is the largest, take away the smallest number. So we'll write here largest. Whoops. Take away the smallest number. Let's find the mean, median, mode, and range of the following data set. So I'm going to go ahead and start by listing these numbers in order from least to greatest. And this should be somewhat of a review. So let's go ahead and let's order the numbers from least to greatest. I'm going to change colors here. And so I'm going to write 13, 13. Write that a little bit better. It won't erase. There we go. 13, because I see 1, 2, 3, 4 13s. I see 2 14s. And then I see a 16, an 18, and a 21. So let's first by finding the mean. So I'm going to add up all the numbers, and I'm going to grab my calculator and add up all the numbers and then divide by how many total numbers do we have here? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we'll divide by 9. So I'm going to add up all the numbers. 13 plus 13. So 4 13s plus 2 14s plus a 16, 18, and a 21. And make sure you can do that on your calculator so you know to follow along. And I get 135, but we have to divide by 9 because there's 9 total numbers. So 135 divided by 9 is 15 for the mean. All right, let's look at the median. So this is where I have my numbers all lined up, and I'm going to find the middle. So I'm going to cancel out this 13 with the 21. This 13 with the 18, this 13 with the 16, this 13 with the 14, and I have one number left, which is 14. So 14 is the median. Mode, the number that occurs most often. Well, as you can see, we see 13 listed 4 times. So, whoops, I did not mean to write most. I meant to write mode. So the mode is 13. Range, the last thing to find, is the highest number minus the lowest number. So 21 minus 13, and that's 8. So those are our 4 data points: mean, median, mode, and range. Let's take a look at a few word problems. Let's look at the first one here. Bill's scores on his first 4 science tests are 86, 90, 84, and 91. What must Bill earn on the 5th test so that his average will be exactly 86? Well, let's look at what he has done so far. He's got 4 tests, 86, 90, 84, 91. He needs to take a 5th test, and he wants exactly an average of 86. What does he have to get? So let's figure out what he's gotten so far on his tests. He's gotten an 86 plus a 90 plus an 84 plus a 91. And then we know he's going to take a 5th test. I'm going to call that X, but we don't know what his score has to be. We have to figure that out. And then the average means we have to divide by the number of items, or the number of tests that he's taking, and he will eventually take 5 when he takes that last 5th test. And that has to add up to be exactly 86 because he wants an 86. So 86, 90, 84, and 91 give me 351. So make sure, again, you added those up. Get 351 plus that 5th test divided by 5 for the average must equal 86. So to solve this equation, we have 351 plus x divided by 5, which means we need to get rid of that division of 5. So we're going to multiply by 5 on both sides. And 86 times 5 is 430. So that equals 351 plus x. And let's solve for x by subtracting 351 from both sides. And so that crosses out. So over here, 430 minus 351 gives us 79. So x equals 79 is what he must get on the last test, so that he gets an average of 86 on all 5 of his science tests. Now let's take a look at the second example. Sue's average for 9 games of bowling is 108. What is the lowest score she can receive for the 10th game to have an average of 110? Well, we know that in 9 games of bowling, her score was 108. So let's figure out the total points she had for those 9 games. So we know that she scored X amount of points. And divide that by 9, her average was 108. So this X here represents how many total points that she scored overall in those 9 games. Now, we don't necessarily have to know how many points she scored each game per se. Like in the last example, we knew what the score was of each test. We don't need to know that right now for this example. We do need to know her total. So now I'm going to solve for x here, the total points she had for her 9 games. So I'm going to multiply by 9, and 108 times 9 is 972 total points that she had for her 9 games of bowling when she averaged 108. So now let's figure out what she needs to receive on the 10th game to have an average of 110. So now she scored 972 points plus her 10th game, so we're going to say she's bowling a 10th game, we'll solve for B, divided by the 10 games has to equal an average of 110. So let's solve this equation and multiply by 10 on both sides. And 110 times 10 is 1,100. And then I want to solve for B, so I'll subtract 972 and get B equals 128 is what she must get in her 10th game, so that her overall average is 110. Let's look at this third example. Olivia has an average score of 92 on 5 French tests. If she earns a score of 96 on the 6th test, what will her new average score be? So we know that she has a 92 on 5 of her tests. So 92 times 5 will give her some total value of points. Plus, she got a 96 on her 6th test, and that divided by 6 will give us her average. So when I add up 92 times 5 plus 96, I get 556. And that divided by, let's make that right nicer, that divided by 6 gives us 92.6 repeating. So I'll put a little bar notation above the top. So her new average score, if she gets a 96 on that 6th test, will be a 92.6 repeating. So here was just a few examples using mean to solve word problems. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye.